G'day guys and welcome to DetectPro. What I'm doing here is a basic tutorial set to help you beginners get up and going and into the hobby as quick as you possibly can. So without further ado, let's get into the terminology so you get off to a good start. First thing, recovery tools. This one is a gold pick. So typically you would use this in the gold fields or in areas where the ground is dry enough that you're going to struggle using any other type of recovery tool. You need to be careful because you can put the pick through your target. There's nothing worse than finding a beautiful coin with a big dent in the center of it. So let's move on to the next one. What do we have here? So this guy is a trenching shovel. I use this down the beach to cut through the top layers of the sand and down into some sort of pebbly large stuff on some of the beaches that I work. This works quite well in moderately soft soil as well, so not very good in the drier, harder stuff. You can go to the metal detecting stores and they will have something which is similar to this but purpose built. It'll have a thicker blade, much stronger reinforcement around here. It'll be a little bit thinner, running with a steel shaft and then a T-piece handle at the top. They are very, very handy for recovering out of those drier soils where things come out in larger clods or break apart. And they can be very, very handy. That takes us to the next level, which is this guy here. So in those softer soils or lawned areas, you want to use a plug cutting knife. That's one of these guys. Now, this is actually a Japanese gardening tool. They work absolutely fantastic as straight into the soil. Be careful of irrigation if you're in a lawned area. Straight into the soil, around you go, you cut out a plug, leave it out, and you hope that the target is in that plug. These are very, very handy, very important to have. That brings me to the next point. So while you're plug cutting, you're going to need one of these, which is a pinpointer. This is not a wand from Harry Potter, which I've heard it called so many times. The pinpointer, so imagine that we've just cut a hole into the ground with our plug cutter, and we don't know where that target is. We don't know whether it's still in the ground or now whether it's in the plug. We can use this pinpointer to locate it over smaller, shorter depths. So that is very, very important to have one of these. There are quite a large range of them. I personally have chosen this one because it is a pulse induction machine and it doesn't mind salt water. The other type, which is a VLF type machine, they need to be sort of ground balanced fairly often to make sure they don't get too much interference from the water. But let's not go too far just yet. Pinpointer. Our last type of recovery tool here is going to be this guy. And this is a beach scoop. You can find these in a plastic handled type, which are okay to get started, I guess. Then you can find them in a stainless steel model for fairly cheap, around the sort of $40 to $60 mark from, say, your Amazon or somewhere like that. And then these will range right up into the many hundreds of dollars. Now that does sound expensive, but if you are like myself and you're a serious hunter, I have had this for well over 3 years and flogged the hell out of it. And it is still going, no cracks, no bends, no breaks. So its value there is quite good, actually. It's got a carbon shaft that's filled with foam, so it floats upright if I'm out in the water detecting. It's got nice sized holes in it, so dry sand can go straight through. And if you happen to go detecting where it's wet sand, but you're up, further up the beach, typically wet sand will not go through these, so you do need to stick them in a piece of water just to shake them through. Great recovery tool, makes life so much easier. Now that brings us on to the last of our terminology, which is about the machine itself. Being on the same page. This bottom piece, which is the flat section, this is not a disc, this is the coil. It is called this on the VLF machines, relic hunting machines like this one, or the pulse induction machines. Same thing, it's the coil. You have the shaft, you have the control box, which is this section up here that houses the electronics. You have your armrest at the end here. And that is essentially it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. We'll go into actually using one of these. Ciao for now.